Jessup baseball snaps losing streak versus San Diego Christian. Women's softball wins their first series in the GSAC, and track and field earns 23 personal records in Chico. All this and more on this week's episode of Warrior Nation. Welcome, Warrior fans, to Warrior Nation, the show that covers everything that is anything sports, right here at William Jessup University. I am Matt George, your host. Got a bit of a short show for you today. No special in between, but still lots to talk about. So let's get right into it, starting with baseball. Jessup baseball returned home last weekend after a recent road trip, hosting San Diego Christian on their home diamond in Marysville. The Warrior men were looking to snap a recent 8-game losing streak, something that has really troubled them over the past few weeks of play. In the game, in the 8th inning, Jessup was tied with San Diego Christian 4-4, where two big RBIs were enough to give the Warriors a 6-4 lead, which was enough to seal the victory. Sean Anderson was the starting pitcher for the Warriors, and in 6 innings of work gave up only 6 hits, 3 walks, and a total of 5 strikeouts. However, that was not quite enough to earn him the win. Wade Brill went 1-for-3 in the batter's box with a walk and a pair of RBIs, and the winning pitcher for your William Jessup Warriors was Noah Hart. In Game 2, which was Game 1 on Saturday, Jessup continued their success, winning 5-4 in extra innings. The game was tied 3-3 after 9 innings, and in the top of the 10th, San Diego Christian put some pressure on the Warriors, scoring 1 big run, and Jessup only had 3 outs to answer. But as the Warriors loaded the bases, San Diego Christian would walk home the tying run, and then shortstop Drew Valdez was hit by a pitch, which was an odd but winnable walk-off fashion win for the Warriors. They took the series 2-0. But in Game 3, Jessup was not quite able to complete the sweep, losing 1-2 in that contest. Jessup now will head back out onto the road for a weekend series at Vanguard. Jessup, too, returned home from a very brief road trip, just a 2-game series against Arizona Christian in Arizona last weekend. Falling short in both of those games, the Warriors were on a 7-game losing streak, and like the men, they looked to snap it at home. Jessup hosted the 0-10 Hope International Royals, and in Game 1, the mercy rule was in effect as Jessup won 9-0. Game was called short after the 5th inning. Shelby Grafman pitched a no-hitter and was just 1 walk shy of a perfect game, had 6 strikeouts in the win, and the Warriors collected 13 total hits as a team, their best hitting performance across the board this season. Erica Guzman was a big reason for that. She went 3-for-3, and Shelby Grafman also did a good job in the batter's box, going 2-for-3 with an RBI. In Game 2, the Warriors looked to continue the success, facing a different pitcher, and they would do just that. The mercy rule again was in effect. Game ended in the 5th inning yet again as Jessup won 9-1. Jessica Myers was on the mound for the Warriors and allowed only 5 hits and 1 run, had a walk and only 3 strikeouts in the win. Brittany Lamar went 2-for-4 with a solo home run and a couple of RBIs, and Erica Guzman continued to hit very well, went 3-for-4 with 4 RBIs in that game. The Warriors' next series is set to be at San Diego Christian next week, and should the Warriors sweep that series, they would put a lot of pressure and get up into that 5th place spot. Well, Jessup Track and Field was back in action last weekend as they competed in the Wildcat Invitational in Chico. And for the Warriors across the board, a very solid meet, one of their best of the season, as 26 individual records were broken for WJU. 2 of those records, Megan Leonhardt and Michael Basuni, who both finished 2nd overall in their 5,000-meter races, leading their team in what was their best event of the meet. Jenna Richmond was strong in 2 different areas, finishing 2nd place in shot put and 4th in the 200-meter dash. As for Bianca Treviso, she debuted in her first meet of the season and did so in strong fashion, finished 7th in shot put. And as for the women's relay team, they broke a team record by 6 seconds in the 4x400 race. The next meet, the Warriors are looking to the Sac State Invitational, which is going to be held this weekend. That is the final meet for the Warriors before GSAC competition truly begins. Well, a bit of a short show for you this week, but across the board, a very, very strong performance by Jessup Athletics, and we hope that performance carries over into next week. You can stay on top of everything that we talked about in this week's show and also the events that are happening this weekend, such as the track meet at Sac State and Jessup softball and baseball by checking out jessupathletics.com. Until next week, for the entire Jessup Athletics media team, my name is Matt George. We will see you soon. God bless. And go Warriors.